Hello, everybody. I'm going to base the show today on the review or comment by Greggory DuBois, the Holiday Horn, the Sephardic Jew who read the Igbos and Israel, an intercultural study of the largest Jewish diaspora, and it spoke to him. I'll head in straight by reading what he wrote. After a personal experience with synchronicity, Haham Yehonatan Elazar the Mota presented a Teshubah from the Obadiah Alliance on the Igbo a few days before 23andMe updated my results with more detailed African ancestry that pointed by my Nigerian heritage specifically toward the Igbo. I decided to pick up a copy of The Igbos and Israel by Remi Ilona. I have completed most of the book at this point, and I'm stricken by how closely Omenana and the Israelite religion parallel each other. And I am saying this as someone who has read a lot of material that claims kinship between various African ethnicities and Jews through Israelites. Where most comparisons have come across fall flat, this one does not. The Igbos and Israel, an intercultural study of the largest Jewish diaspora. That was the book that the gentleman Greggory DuBois, the Holiday Horn, I'm honored to call a brother, commented on. Interestingly, Professor Francis Duru, the Igbo medical doctor, whom we like to call Rabbi, thinks that the book is Remi Ilona's magnum opus. And Ashkenazi Jew Caroline Rosenberg, an anthropologist by training, considers it the best work I have done so far. I would think it's one of the best because it's more voluminous than the others that I have done. But what I consider the greatest and the most important takeaway of this review by this gentleman, Gregory, that I'm proud to call a brother, is that he has waded in. He has decided to explore. He has not taken a decision to stand outside and express opinions. He decided to look at what is available. And after taking a look at what is available, he gave us this review that I just read. Interestingly, again, the Igbos and the Sephardic Jews have a lot in common. I'm pretty sure that among the Hebrew groups that make up the Igbo, that constituted the Igbo people, we are Israelites that are called Sephardim currently. I have argued in one of my studies that if we remove structures put in place by scholars and other people who felt that Africa was beyond the rim of civilization, if we put aside those structures, it makes sense for us to reason that the Israelites in Spain and Portugal, the Israelites we call the Sephardic Jews today, would not only think of migrating to the Ottoman Empire when the Iberian monarchs asked them to convert to Christianity or to leave their realms, stand on the shores of Portugal, face the ocean. Remy Ilona is not saying that some couldn't have gone to the Ottoman Empire and Holland, but the sea was a highway and already well established on the coast of West Africa was a very strong federation of Hebrew republics. I'm talking about the Igbo people. The ocean has ears. When Vasco da Gama, that intrepid explorer, came to West Africa, there were Israelites, presently called Sephardic Jews, on board the ships. So they knew there was a very large Hebrew republic, very solid, lying off the coast that eventually became the slave coast. A federation of Hebrew republics that was not scared of the Benin Empire, that was not scared of the Igala Empire. It makes sense for us to reason that some of those Israelites we call Sephardic Jews would have sailed right round and joined their brothers and sisters. And some could have also gone to the Ottoman Empire and Amsterdam. But when people who were racist through and through began to write history, since the Jews had already been included in the ranks of civilization, it made sense for them to exclude them from Africa. And that is also the reason why, if 100 books or 1,000 books talk about expulsion of Jews, probably not even one would mention that in the very same month that the king of Spain asked his Jews to leave, the tyrant Askia Muhammad in the Songhai Empire, which is territory extended to northern Nigeria, asked the Sephardic Jews to also leave. You would not find this in any history. And where did they go? They couldn't have moved north to North Africa. The Songhai Empire was hand in gloves with the Muslim Emirates there. If we call 1 and 1 2, they sailed down the river and joined the Hebrew republics. Having told us about the history that links the Sephardic Jews and the Igbos, I will expatiate, I will extrapolate on why Brother Gregory felt that, unlike other studies which did not show any real connection between various African groups and the Israelites that the intercultural study of the largest diaspora, of the largest Jewish diaspora, showed a unique, a striking, a very strong connection between the Igbos and the Israelites. I want to talk about why it has to be so. Omenana, the Igbo religion, the word for the Igbo religion, is what comes closest to a name for the Israelite religion. If Moses is to appear in the world today, and Moses is to be asked, what is the name of that faith you professed? The Torah gave us a true account of the activities of this kinsman that I rank the greatest man that lived in this world. Moses would say, I taught my brothers and sisters what God told me to teach them. And what he told me to teach them is the religion and culture you will do in the land. Translate Omenana to English, what you will have is religion and culture you will do in the land. Then, go through the traditions of Omenana. Go through the traditions and culture you find in the Hebrew Bible. It will become so clear. What happened will become so clear. As my Ashkenazi Jewish brother also did recently, he used art to demonstrate that Omenana produced Torah. The people that practiced Omenana produced Torah. And who were those people? They were Israelites. They were not only the Igbo. They were the ancestors of the Igbos, the ancestors of the Sephardic Jews, the ancestors of the Ashkenazi Jews, the ancestors of the Samaritans, the ancestors of the Karaites. The Igbos only managed to retain their first national identity. The word Igbo, the English version of it is Hebrew. This is a hardly mentioned book. I recommend it so that the readers will understand how two sisters got separated. So, my friends, my brothers and sisters, much of our history, much of the history of Israel, of the people Israel, of the Israelite people, is suppressed. Not just in the case of the Igbos, but in the case of all the peoples who came out of that holy man called Jacob. And I have made a commitment that I'm going to be telling our story. I accordingly beg you, plead with you, solicit, always share, like, hit the subscribe button, buy our books from Amazon, read them. They make this nation of ours stronger and greater. And I'll leave you with a parting word. The people that will reconstitute the nation of Israel are not going to be the people we are looking up to for that job. Just as we were looking up to the elders, but they did not do the job. God sent Moses to do the job. So, reconstituting the nation of Israel could be a responsibility that you or I would shoulder. And on this note, I tell you, have a beautiful night. Thank you.